Yes! So on Thursday, the media spoke truth to power, meaning they spoke to themselves, about themselves. Let's hear more from the most trusted man in news.
300 newspapers coordinated articles criticizing President Trump just after he'd accused them of coordinating articles criticizing President Trump. And nobody read them. If jerks like me weren't talking about it, would you even know?
God, that guy is gorgeous. He really is. Yes, you can applaud. He's the new Cronkite. But why shouldn't I quote myself? Isn't that what the media does? They're always talking to each other around a coordinated campfire, roasting marshmallows shaped like the head of Donald Trump. So here's the question. Do the people at home who subscribe to those newspapers know what they just read about Trump was actually coordinated hackery? Or did they not notice, since such collusion over Trump by the press is identical to their usual workday? The difference, they actually planned this like a protest, because it was. Yet finally the media and their activist politics made their wedded bliss transparent. It's been there all along, but now the press put a ring on their activist finger and are now rounding second base in front of the family. Seriously, get a room. What hypocrisy, though? They say Trump's limiting free speech as they all scream this together. Trump accuses them of acting as an alliance, and they respond as an alliance. People, you're going to love this. Now, people get mad when Trump calls the media the opposition party, and he'd be wrong if you're a Democrat. If you're one of those, you could say anything about anyone. Right, John Heilman?
How many people in the Republican Party think that it would be okay for Donald Trump to dissolve their own grandparents? I'm virtually certain that if it was a Donald Trump-related question, you'd get like 10% that would be like, Donald Trump has the power to do whatever he wants, including kill my parents.
Wait, I'm confused. First you say it's grandparents who will die, and then you say it's the parents who will die. Make up your mind, crazy pants McBozo face. Now, the media loves this guy. He's always on Morning Joe. He wrote Game Change. And what he just said is so cartoonish, I'm looking for the falling anvil. Imagine me saying what he said about Obama. Like a pie resting on Michael Moore's lap, I'd be finished. So let's recap. Sorry. The same dopes who slept at the foot of Obama's bed, who happily ignored explosive stories regarding immigration, Iran, the DOJ, and God knows what else, are now wide awake during Trump. Trump is their 5-hour energy drink, who will, by the way, kill your grandparents and your parents. What phonies. They gave Trump tons of free media, made money hand over fist because of it, thinking it was okay because Hillary was going to ride into the Oval Office in a chariot made of pantsuits. But Trump wasn't the pushover, and neither were you. While the media ridiculed Trump nonstop, you stopped caring, and the press became that weird guy you ignore on the bus. Me. Trump won, and now all the media can do is blame him for what they helped accomplish. Meanwhile, this media mob accuses Trump of demonizing all news, but that's also fake news.
The dishonest media did not explain that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. They dropped off the word fake. And all of a sudden, the story became the media is the enemy. They take the word fake out. And now I'm saying, oh, no, this is no good.
That's no good. It's no good. So the media ignores the clarifications that are obvious to us in order to maintain the fantasy that they're the oppressed. Yet I can remember many times when some of us tried to criticize Obama or Hillary and were called racist or sexist. So through fear and smear, the media actually silenced opinion. You hated free speech for everybody but you, and now you get to pretend you're the victim? Spare me. So media, enjoy the campfire, but your justification for this sing-along is false. The Trump apocalypse is just more fake news. Because, see, I know. I took a history class. I was at the Nixon Library on Monday, and there's a wall devoted to 1 year, 1968. Nothing but war, assassination, communism, domestic terror, riots, crime. All that was missing was Alec Baldwin eating a sack of donuts on a bus toilet. I don't even know why I said that. The fact is, the media wants you to think 2018, a time of peace and prosperity, is worse, far worse than 68, a time of division and war. And as we call them on it, they can't handle it. Tough own it. You had it coming. But visiting both the Nixon and Reagan libraries made me think of what a Trump library might be like. I can't wait to see it.
Tired of the same old presidential libraries with their papers, boring historical records, and photos of old dumb stuff that happened before you were born, like the internet? Then you're gonna love the Donald Trump Super Extreme Presidential Luxury Library. Yeah, we're not waiting until he's out of office, because that's stupid. The Donald Trump Super Extreme Presidential Luxury Library is half luxury yacht, half supersonic jet, located inside Mount Rushmore, within the skull of George Washington. You want exhibitions? Check out our historical recreations of Trump fighting a meteor, Trump wrestling Bigfoot, and Trump fighting his evil twin Zoltar Trump on the surface of Saturn's moons. None of this happened, which is why the Super Extreme Library is awesome. Plus, the water fountains aren't filled with water, but actual liberal tears squeezed from the faces of former Clinton staffers. You'll sit in Trump's chair, listen to his favorite rallies, and be waited on by people he crushed in debates, serving nothing but super well-done burgers. There's also a special hall of Trump's achievements, honoring when he cured all diseases with drugs he found on Mars, discovered cold fusion powered by TV ratings, replaced war with puppies, and made every day the 4th of July, except for Christmas, which lasts 2 weeks. Mementos of the presidency include the actual pantsuit Hillary Clinton wore when she found out she lost, John Brennan's security clearance, and the entire country of Canada. It's the Donald Trump Super Extreme Presidential Luxury Library.
Let's welcome tonight's guest. If laughter is the best medicine, then all his patients would die. Fox News radio host Tom Shalhoub. She's the best thing to come from Australia since Hugh Jackman's abs. FoxNews.com reporter Holly McKay. This Kit Kat won't give you a break. National Review reporter Kat Tim. And his neighbors begged him to stop doing jumping jacks. Former WWE superstar and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. Because it's true. Tom, what do you make of this activist press?
Oh, I've read every one of those, Greg.
Really?
Yes. I thought they were all going to be the same one, but they were all different.
Oh.
But it was all a variation on the same theme, which was, this is not about Donald Trump. It's about press freedom. And by the way, here's 5 paragraphs about Donald Trump. So they can't stop talking about him. But paradoxically, he knows that's what drives their ratings. I mean, for the first time, we're talking about the Sun-Times and the Houston Chronicle. So everyone's getting what they want. But you mentioned Barack Obama, which is excellent, because he complained about the press all the time.
But only one press.
Fox News.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So what is more representative of a healthy democracy? A president who constantly complains that 90% of the media is out to get him, or the president who complains about the 5% that wasn't licking his boots?
Oh, I'm glad you said boots.
Yes.
Glad. He said... Holly, is this helping Trump when they do this stuff?
Well, Trump argues that the press is colluding against him and they have a sort of a conspiracy. So what does the press do to prove that they don't have a conspiracy and that they're independent reporters? They collude on a bunch of editorials to say, oh, let's get the president. So, of course, it's playing into Trump's hand. It's an ultimate go for him. So
yeah. It's a win. That's why he let it happen, Cats. I find it to be very dramatic. It's like what you would do if you were playing the media in a movie. Do you know what I mean? Doing something like this. They should be thankful that Trump allows them to participate in this fantasy role-playing.
Well, you have to be allowed because we have the First Amendment.
What is that again?
Right, freedom of speech. You know, Greg, I'm actually going to look on the positive side of things here.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yes.
I know a lot of people in our audience are probably upset about a lot of these editorials because they're very anti-Trump. But think about how great it is that we live in a country where you can actually openly criticize the president.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get your head chopped off.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. You can totally be open and critical as you want to be, and you're totally safe. And that's great. This has been the Cat Tim Positivity Hour. I hope everyone enjoyed it. There probably will not be another episode.
I don't think so. I don't know if I'm comfortable around a positive cat tip. Should only be negative.
Okay.
All right, Tyrus, bring it home. Thoughts on anything you like.
Before we get started on the battle royal between Trump and the media, where does one get a bag of donuts? I mean, I've been around donuts my whole life. I've seen them in a box. I've seen them in a cup, but never quite in a bag.
3 a.m. when the people are really tired, you ask for a bag of donuts, and they give it to you.
Trust
me.
Plastic bag?
Yes,
paper
it's a plastic
bag?
bag. And you use the bag later when you throw up.
Jeez, that's great. Listen, if you can't beat them one-on-one, in my neighborhood, kids used to try to fight all the time, and it didn't always work, so they would form teams. I remember one time my brother formed a team with like 2 of his friends to beat me up, but they're still undersized and outmatched, and they got their asses handed to them. Well, the press has been getting their asses handed to them individually, so now we're going to see collaborations between CNN, MSNBC, it'll be MSNNC, and they'll be working, they'll be Don Lemon sitting with Rachel Maddow together, like if they say it at the same time, you know, with Kumo in the back going, let's get after him. So it's going to be a great, they're formed up, they've circled the wagons, and if they stick together, you know, they can maybe win one of these arguments with him. And then he'll just, you know, change the rules and call him a name, and then they'll get upset, and then they'll form another committee and another committee. But I like it. It's easier to watch.
Yeah.
I only got to watch one station.
Exactly. That's true.
So.
It's true. It's all the same. All right. This show is not all the same. It's very, very different. Different to a point that it might have a problem. I don't know.